All right, all right. That was certainly a first half. That was a half of football. I'll call it that. I'll say exactly what it was. It was that. You can't deny it. Georgia 24, Tennessee 10. I'm Charlie Burris. That's former Vols quarterback Jonathan Crompton. We're going to talk about what we just watched. Of course, you know this if you watch all the time. I got to tell you about our great sponsors before we get into it. BetterHelp. Go to betterhelp.com/ATOZ Sports and save 10% on your first month with BetterHelp. Zen Sports, the fastest growing sports book in Tennessee. Go download it. Rattle and Snap Tennessee whiskey from Log Still Distillery. Make your own luck, just like Tennessee's fast-paced Rattle and Snap offense. I say it every week. I got to change that copy because not much rattle and snapping going on with this offense. But Rattle and Snap whiskey and Hello Fresh.
I mean, we sing rattle. Sorry.
No, it's sorry. Hello Fresh. Go and get you HelloFresh. All right.
Sorry, I threw you off on that one. My bad.
You were already. It's fine. It's completely fine. You were already getting into it there. What'd you see in that first half, Crump?
Oh man, I saw a lot of Georgia's offense on the field.
No kidding.
Time of possession 21:52 to 8:08, and that and like we were talking about before we went live. We understand in this style of offense that we have, we can actually get 2, 3, 4 first downs and still it be less than 2 minutes. But it's not really so much the time of possession, it's the points per possession. And we're not scoring 80% of our drives like we should be. Does that make sense? Like we just aren't.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of it today is, I think our third down play calling has been horrendous. 3rd and 3, we're a running team and we're throwing the ball. Now, everybody goes, oh, it's all great if we get the first down, right? Well, we have a higher percentage chance in our style offense and running the football for 3 yards than throwing the football for 3 yards. And that is not due to quarterback. That's due to the offensive style we have, right? And I'm 3 drives. It was either 3 in a row or 3 out of 4 drives, all 3rd and 3s, and they're all passes and they're all incomplete. Whether one of them was tipped, let's see, one was tipped, one was squirrels downfield, but it didn't really matter because it was arguably defensive PI. It was a bang play. Just not, long story short, I wasn't impressed with our third down play calling. I really was not. It seems off. Our defense is playing okay until we get them in 2nd and long or 3rd and long. Oh, wait, by the way, because that's when they're going to throw the football. Like
it's so
some of these
brutal.
throws, some of the throws that Carson Beck has made, I'm sitting there going, damn. I mean, because, hey, I'm going to give him credit where it's due. He's made the play. He's 18 of freaking 21. Guys,
isn't every quarterback like that against this Tennessee defense? I mean,
and what have I said every week? We got to get better in the secondary. I don't know if now. I mean, I know last week we talked about people were asking me, was it really the coaching, blah, blah, blah. Now I don't know if it's the coaching or the schematics or the players, because it just seems like if we can pin our ears back and stop the run, we can do it. But by God, the second they drop back, it's almost like we're just gone. The only positive is it hurts me to say this, we're only down 2 scores if we can get a stop. But that's it's just hard to watch right now. First play of the game, we're going, hell yeah, here we go. Plays 2 through whatever, you're like, oh, son of a gun. Like, just how bad it felt.
Yeah, where do you start here? I'm not going to give Joe as much of a pass. He has not been good. He has not been horrendous. But again, it's the same exact thing that we've been saying all season. He's not going to carry you. He's not going to be a hero. No. He's not going to be that guy. He's just not. It's not how it's going to work with him. Yeah. He is not that dude. And so you have to work within those parameters. Now, with that in mind, now your wide receivers are hurt. And the guys that are in there, Chaz Nimrod right now is probably your best guy. He had the best catch of that half right there at the end of the half. And then, you work back from there. Squirrel should probably be your best guy, but they've stopped throwing long to him. And just something. I don't know what they're doing there. They refuse to use D. Williams, and we've talked about maybe you could
which is
there.
confusing. Like it can't get any worse. Give him a shot.
And even in this game, I mean, Dylan Sampson, who's really, I mean, he's a guy that I'd love to see play. You know, he's kind of got that reminiscent of Alvin Kamara feel, and he has what looked like could have been a really big run play. And instead of cutting inside and hitting the hole that he had, he ran to the outside, and not just ran to the outside, but ran directly into the butt of a Tennessee player who was blocking for him. And you just like, oh, it's that kind of day. It's just gonna be that kind of day. That's what we're gonna do. Dylan Sampson, who's usually shifty and has pretty good vision, he's just gonna run right into the butt of his own player. That's what's gonna happen today. And that's I mean the comment that you're gonna get here, of course, is just to screw it, put Nico in the game. Everybody's feeling that. I would say in response to that, I would go, if George is going to run the score up, run it up by enough so Nico can play. But if you're going to keep it close and give yourself a chance to win. One of those two options. That's all. That's what I asked.
We'll talk about this. There was I can't remember who said it early on. Let's see, Ethan Williams. And it was just, asking, like, it was just saying, hey, honest question. Not saying we should, but and that's how we personally, like, I'm not calling for it, but should we give Nico a chance just to see at the moment? And that's a hard question to answer in the middle of the game, literally in the middle of the game at halftime against the number one team in the country, who's 44-1, 27 in a row, and he has hardly zero experience. That's a hard task to ask him to do. I'm not saying it's undoable. It's been done before, obviously. You know what I mean? Like, but against a Kirby Smart, like, version of Nick Saban style defense against a true freshman that has thrown like 12, 14 passes all year, I just don't think it's smart to just say screw unless Joe gets hurt or it's a blowout.
Here's what I would say.
I don't think it's smart to come out and say, hey, we're going to start him in the second half. But then again, if we did, it ain't like it's going to get any worse right now. And I don't think that it's
exactly.
Once again, I don't think it's, and I'm going to preference this. This is not in defense of anybody. I don't think it's Joe today. I legit think it's play calling today. I do. Play calling has been very, very, very predictable. And so I don't, it's bottom line, it's not going to get any worse. It can only go up. But like, yes, he is making, actually he's making $9 million for those types of play calls. Somebody said it earlier, and I've been saying it all year, or for 3 years now, actually. When it looks good, it's good. But our play calling, we are arguably the most predictable team in the country because we run the same things every week. Like, we don't change. We do not change. 100%. When it works, it works. When it doesn't, this is what you get.
And all that after getting just fully exposed last week. I mean, just really like all of it laid bare. And you just go, if there was ever an opportunity to switch this thing up, it's after getting your pants pulled down by freaking Eli Drinkowitz. That guy is such a dork, and then he made fun of you all week, and they clowned on you, and then you still don't change anything. It's so frustrating. I can't. But as far as the Nico thing goes, the thing that I would say is, if they did it, you're not going to hear a single complaint out of me. Is it the most cogent decision that they could make? Yeah, like you're saying, probably not. But if they did it, am I going to go, no, why'd you do that?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, throw him in there. Maybe, like, I saw some folks say, like, there's no tape on him. Maybe it shifts something up, gives a little spark. I don't know.
I can't, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say that it would be a bad call one way or the other at this moment. I'm just saying it wouldn't be the quote unquote smartest unless keyword unless you already have a package to get him out of the pocket so the blitzes don't get to him. That's all. And if you don't have that already ready, then you're in the wrong business as a coach. Meaning they should already have that package ready. You know what I'm saying? Like something to get him mobile. I mean, that's just what it is. And I'm also going to bring it back up. Say what you want, is what it is. Not you, Charlie, but people. Guys, I called all of y'all's comments 3 weeks ago when I said, hypothetically, if this happens, you're going to call for his head. You're all calling for his head. I knew you would because it is, and don't get me wrong, it is bad right now. Yes, we're 7-3. It's a good thing that we can be upset being 7-3. But the bottom line is, this looks stagnant. Like overall, like they're just showing. I lost who it was, but one of the jump balls early on. Man, an SEC receiver, we got to make that catch. It's a 50-50 ball down the sideline and it's going up and get it. Let's make that catch. Right? Okay, the last ball in the end zone, the go ball that we threw that we talked about, Charlie, should have been caught, but no way he had his feet in bounds. Right? But the reality is, if you're taught how to run a proper go route, and I'll teach you in a very quick way, when you're running a go route, it's called stacking the defender. Once you outside release and you get past the defender, you literally, like if this is the defender, you go there and then you literally restack where they're now directly behind you so you can get faded away to the sideline and stay in bounds. If you keep running to said sideline, you'll never keep your feet in bounds. That's what we've been doing. That's our offense.
I mean, and that's almost like an off-season discussion because there's a or just like a during the week discussion because there's a lot to that to talk about, where your wide receiver coach is at. But okay, so we got to get to the paid segments here. But yeah, man, it's just not good. That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
that first half was not good. But let's get to this. This is going to be the better help. Who can better help Tennessee in this second half? Down 2 scores. 14 points. I want to say when you beat them in 2015, you were down by like 21 at one point in that game.
It's not undoable.
Now, that was a Mark Richt team. You beat Kirby once. You beat him in 2016 on a Hail Mary miracle, but you have done it. So who can better help Tennessee win here? And we'll get into that right after I tell you, of course, about better help. If you're a Tennessee fan like me and Crump, you know how many years the Big Orange have shaved off your life with the emotional roller coaster of college sports, or maybe the roller coaster of life is messing with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals. Regardless, if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human being going through a hard time, therapy can give you the tools to approach your life in a different way. That's where our sponsor, BetterHelp, comes into play. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be hard, especially when you're limited to just the options in your area. BetterHelp's platform makes finding a therapist easier because it's online and remote, and BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. And then with our link, betterhelp.com/ATOZ sports, you get 10% off your first month. See a therapist because maintaining your mental health is just as important as maintaining your physical health. So this football season, check out betterhelp.com/ATOZ sports and save 10% on your first month with BetterHelp. I'll throw it to you, Crom. Who's it going to be? If anything of note here happens in the second half, who's doing it for Tennessee?
Chad Powers.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Can Dolly Parton? Can somebody help us?
Well, wasn't that the Eli Manning Penn State Chad Powers tryout?
Yes, I believe so.
There's our guy, right? No, sorry, I couldn't help that one. No, if I had to pick somebody, the one that I would say needs to help is they need to get the ball to Squirrel more often. So I got to go Squirrel. Try to get him in space, but I just don't know if our play call is good enough to get it out there, no matter anything right now.
I would agree. I really don't. I mean, I think through it, who would it be? I guess I got to go Jalen Wright. I mean, he's the guy that ripped off that first run. He was killer, is awesome, but it's got to come along with better play calling. Like you said, on 3rd and 3, give that man the football. Give it to Jalen Wright because he's a dog. Don't overthink it and just do it.
I guess this is what gets me on Jalen Wright. I think it's a great point. Since that first run, he's got 3 carries for 5 yards. Why does he only have 3 carries?
Lord
Why
knows.
does he only have 3 carries? Like I don't get it. I just don't get it.
And I mean, I guess
the thing, if you don't want to run Joe, then freaking put Nico in there and run zone read every damn play.
Yeah, exactly.
Something. Like I said, it can't get any worse. And it's not defensive. This is not defensive any player. This is on the coaches. The play calling is horrendous right now.
It
So
really
once again,
is.
I don't think it matters who we got at quarterback because the play calling sucks.
And
Like,
I mean, I would add also in terms of guys helping. I mean, the defense has to come. Georgia can't score on every single possession. I would
yeah,
say to be in any realistic range, Georgia can't score more than 38 here. I mean, a 28-point half would be so massive and borderline
yeah,
undoable. So I
almost,
mean that's
almost undoable.
that's only 2 touchdowns. And so the defense has to play so well. And I mean, I would almost say you got to probably hold them to 1 touchdown in the second half to really
I think more of that. I'm with you.
yeah, to
Or a few field
realistically
goals.
give yourself a chance here. And I
If you
think
can hold
even
them to
then
just 3 field goals, I think that's still semi doable. But
yeah,
that's still. I mean, we got to make plays. We got to have some explosive plays, which are 20+ yard plays.
yeah,
It
somebody
just
has to score.
we're just too stagnant. We really are, and it's not just. I mean, even the players, and it almost. And I could be wrong thinking this, but just watching them play, it doesn't outside the first play. Obviously, it just feels like we're blah at every
Yeah.
position right now.
100%. It's tough to watch. Well, let's finish with this. Zen Sports. Will Tennessee cover the line? I guess I need to look. Let's see where we're at on live line. I believe it was a 9.5-point favor for Georgia. Obviously, they are covering that and then some at the moment. And my app is not loading because I don't have great service. So I'll just go ahead and tell you
It's
about.
probably a good thing.
Yeah, we don't want to know. Zen Sports. You've been hearing us talk about Zen Sports, the new sports betting app exclusively in Tennessee. And we're excited to share some more big news. Now, when you sign up for Zen Sports, you'll receive up to a $1,000 no danger first wager. That's right. When you place your first bet with Zen Sports, you can be reimbursed for the amount of your bet up to $1,000 maximum if that bet loses. And there's even more good news. Zen Sports is rolling out its VIP rewards program. The new VIP rewards program will allow top-tier customers to earn more bonuses, comps, and perks. The VIP program is by invite only. So if you feel your Zen Sports play qualifies for VIP consideration, check out the program details at zensports.com/VIP. No other sportsbook will offer you a premier sports betting experience with 24/7 top-tier customer service and faster withdrawals like Zen Sports. So what are you waiting for? Get going and download their app at zensports.com today. Zen Sports betting just got better. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. You must be 21 or older in Tennessee to bet. Since I was doing that live read, I didn't get the look. Oh, here it is. 19. That's the line at the moment, the live line. Oh, 18 and a half. 18 and a half is your lifeline. For this one, I guess we'll first question, will Tennessee cover that and lose by less than 19? Second question, does Tennessee have any chance to win it all, Crump?
I mean, you can never say you don't have a chance, obviously, but it's very slim at the moment because, like we've been talking about, it just seems stagnant. The guys don't. They need a spark, and maybe Nico or somebody at another position, whatever it is, maybe a receiver, something is going to be that spark. But it's like Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance. It's like at the moment, it's probably 1 in a million, just at the moment. And I don't like feeling that way.
Uh,
You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, but because I saw a question that I would like to touch on, and we'll talk about it after the game. But in case I forget to talk about it, or me and Charlie both do, depending on how the game goes. But if he sticks with Milton, does he lose some of the fan base? Because people can say I'm defending Milton. No, I'm not. I'm just calling it like it is. It's not just him, but he's obviously part of it. He is part of the
if
problem.
you
He is,
if
but it's
if
not.
you lose by 30 plus and there's time to put Nico in the game and you're still throwing Joe out there, people are going to be pissed.
See, I think dude. I think it's less than 30.
Yeah, it definitely
I
could be.
do. I mean, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying the first play, second half, but I'm saying let's just say Georgia goes down and kicks a field goal and it's 27-10. We go 3 and out. If he doesn't put him in, I think we get a lot of boos instantly.
Oh yeah. There's going to be Nico chance. It's going to be ugly. It's not going to
No,
be.
I mean I'm saying it could happen like early.
Yes. Oh, I mean,
And
I
that's where
agree. Yeah.
I'm not necessarily calling for it because I don't ever wish any player get benched at any moment, blah, 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 especially at your alma mater. That's not so. That's why when people try to say, "Oh, you're defending blah blah," no, I'm not. I'm just saying
You're being realistic.
I'm being realistic of why he's not going to pull him when in the past. But now it's getting to the point where, hey man, we gotta do something. I mean, we really do.
Ethan
so that'll be a fun conversation after the game.
Losing by 30 with a 6-year senior isn't nearly as palatable as it is with a 5-star freshman. That's the reality of the situation.
And I can't disagree. I'm not, and I won't disagree. That'll be a conversation we'll have after the game because they're about to kick it off.
Yeah.
But
all right.
I wanted to bring it up so we remember to talk about it.
All righty. Well, let's see what happens. Oh boy, everybody say your prayers. All right. We'll be back in the post game right here, A to Z Sports Nashville YouTube channel. Come hang out with us after the game, and we'll talk to you all in just a minute.